Well, good morning. I am on my way out of the apartment complex and on my way to the office. Yesterday, as I was pulling into the office, had a slight tinge of anxiety. I'm not a particularly anxiety-prone person, but just a little bit of anxiety because I noticed that our president was not parked in his usual spot. And what that usually means is that the old president that used to run the company, he retired about 8 years ago. He is coming to visit, and they usually come visit. They sit and talk, speak in Japanese, of course, and then they go to lunch. The reason there's a little bit of anxiety is I love the old president. I love my new president. They're both great guys, and they have been both very kind and generous to me and have been really good leaders. But the old president is a very vain man. I think we all are a little bit vain, but very vain, and has a he doesn't, I think he has a thing for fatness and he has a thing for dressing well. I think the dressing well thing, I just choose to dress the way I want to dress depending on the situation, but tend to dress fairly well. But the fatness thing is a thing for him. And without fail, he will comment, usually on his way out, whether I've lost weight or I've gained weight. And of course, this time on his way out, he pats his belly and, pats his face and says, "Oh, you've gained weight, you've gained weight." And, of course he's right a little bit. I could certainly tend to, certainly lose 10, maybe 20 would be a really good, better fighting weight than I am. But I am not good at being disciplined about that. I've struggled with that extra 20 pounds, in some cases 30, 40 pounds, my entire life. But I've maintained a fairly consistent weight the last, 5 to 10 years. And could I lose some pounds? Yeah, I know it. I look at myself in the mirror, or at least avoid looking at myself in the mirror every day. So I am fully aware. But when you have somebody call you out like that, it kind of sucks. And, I kind of want to live in my delusional world that I look good. And I don't look horrible. I just don't look good. And, I just kind of want to pretend. So that's kind of how the day semi-started. And then I was going through the video yesterday, and I came to a very stark conclusion about myself. I'm boring. I look boring. I sound boring. I talk about boring things. There's literally that I can find anything interesting about me. I know that others around me will probably say otherwise, but for me, I think I'm a pretty boring person. I look at a lot of other people. They have interesting hair. They have an interesting beard. I couldn't grow a beard to save my life. I'll have patches all over the place, and now it's going to be gray as hell, way more gray than what's on my head. And I'm just kind of boring. I kind of dress boring, very kind of corporate-y / just boring. And, I'm envious of people who aren't boring, at least boring looking. And I find, just clicking through YouTube or clicking through social media, people who look odd, look different. I'm not talking polished. I'm just talking just kind of interesting. almost like they don't give a fuck, but they do. That's managed and maintained. I don't know. I just felt like as I was going through the video yesterday, I just kind of felt like I looked boring, and I felt like I am boring. Kind of like this conversation is right now. So kind of what I wanted to just kind of get out right now is you might start seeing me look different. You might see me dressing different, maybe trying new shit with my hair. I don't know. Trying to look less boring. I've been told I should grow my hair out, except the minute it starts kind of touching the tops of my ears, I guess it drives me nuts, and I kind of hate it. And then, when it starts messing around back here in on my collar, that starts driving me nuts. It was really interesting. I was kind of getting this thing all set up, and I threw my photo into an AI program to see what they would do with my face and see if they could create some kind of interesting AI. And one, it didn't look anything like me. I don't know how people get AI things to kind of even semi-remotely look like me. I mean, it just didn't capture me at all. Maybe I just fed it a bad photo. I actually tried feeding it a bunch of different photos, and the men they created were gorgeous looking. I tried to make it not gorgeous looking, kind of just make it look like me, but just a little more polished. And I mean, I'm like, well, I kind of wish I looked like that. I think that's AI certainly is going to have its place in society. Certainly AI can do things that are scary in a lot of ways. But one thing I cannot yet be able to figure it out or get it to do is replicate my face in what I would consider a polished but natural looking to who I am. And so that was kind of funny. I was going to just use it as my profile picture, but yeah, that didn't work out. I just, like I said, I'm going to try new things. I'm going to try experimenting with different ways of vlogging. Tomorrow I kind of have an idea of what I want to talk to you about, so don't want to give that away or talk about it now. But yeah. Even for a guy in his 50s, I'm 56 now. I just turned 56. And we struggle with body image. We struggle with the way we want the world to perceive us. I know I have my entire life. It's been a struggle. And I wish it weren't. I wish I get to a point in life that I'm truly comfortable with who I am. But I'm not. I deal with it. I look in the mirror every day. And I find the flaws. I find the things that I wish weren't true. I mean, this thing, what the hell is this? Why does that happen to your chin? Why do we want to sag there? Go sag somewhere else. But why am I sagging here? I used to think that I would never do cosmetic surgery, but I probably never will, because I'm too cheap and I wouldn't want to spend the money. But this, what is this? I don't want that. I don't want to get this. What is this? This is just nuts. I don't want this. And so, so that, when I see the profile of me, I'm like, oh, God. All right, so done talking about me and what I see in the mirror. All this to be said is really, if you don't have something nice to say about someone, certainly don't bring up their weight. We all see it in the mirror. We know what we are. I know exactly what I am. Hey, good news. President is back in his spot, so I don't have to worry about the old president showing up. So, But yeah, that's it. That's the end of this little call. There's my 10 minutes. I thank you for sharing your 10 minutes with me by listening. And I'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Have a good day.